How many apps do you have on your phone? No, seriously, how many apps do you have on your phone? The average smartphone user has approximately 40 to 80 apps installed on their device, though usage data suggests they only use around 9 to 10 apps daily and about 30 on a monthly basis. While many apps are installed, studies show that roughly 62% of them go unused in any given month. Now, you might be wondering, why does this even matter? Well, you see, for me, I am on a personal journey to have a better relationship with technology in any way that I can. For me, that means reducing screen time, replacing technology with screen-free activities like reading, writing, walking, etc., and reclaiming the parts of my life that technology has stolen, and reducing stress in my life that is caused by our technology. And yes, our technology does create stress. According to Kaiser, technology causes stress by fostering constant connectivity, leading to information overload, sleep disruption, and the fear of missing out. It creates pressure through instant communication, social comparison on social media, and digital addiction, often resulting in anxiety, reduced attention spans, and physical fatigue from overstimulation. I also learned a while back that if the first thing you do every morning is reach for your phone, it actually raises your cortisol levels, which is your stress hormone. And then if you go to bed and the last thing you do before hopping in bed is look at your phone, then you are ending your day with stress. And so as a result, your body now thinks that waking up and going to bed are incredibly stressful activities, keeping you in a cycle of stress and hypervigilance. And all of that is just from our phones. Now, you might be wondering how this relates to the number of apps on your phone. Well, you see, just like in real life, if the home is cluttered, disorganized, and messy, it is known to cause stress, anxiety, and mental fatigue. Our digital spaces are no different. Every time you open up your phone and see dozens of apps, it can easily start to feel overwhelming, even if you know exactly what app you need to use in a specific moment. Subconsciously, our brain sees all the options surrounding the one app we are looking for. You might be going to your phone to open up your banking app, but as you do that, you see a notification for Instagram, you see that you've missed 3 text messages, a phone call an hour ago, there's a new email, and your Ring doorbell went off in the last 15 minutes. All of these seemingly subtle notifications start to overwhelm your brain and nervous system because there is too much going on. Once I started to take a step back and analyze how I felt, I realized that the stress response was true for me too. And the more I remove apps from my phone, the less stress and more free I begin to feel. At my worst, I realized I had about 66 apps on my phone.
Execute Order 66.
Way too much. And I have slowly been working to bring that number down. So here is a current screenshot of where my phone is right now and the number of apps on it. Just look at how clean this looks. Now, I've still got some work to do. I think there's a handful more I can get rid of, but in this screenshot, I have 37 apps, which is a big improvement from 66. And to be fair, 7 of these apps are all related to content creation, things that I use for YouTube, stock footage, or video editing. These are all things that I need to keep on my phone if I want to keep making videos. But my goal is not to get rid of every single app on my phone. I just want to reduce the number and have a healthier relationship with technology. I'm honestly amazed already that I have removed basically 30 apps from my phone, and I'm still functioning just fine. Like, why did I think I needed all these apps in the first place? Now, there are certain apps on your phone, like a banking app, that are incredibly nice to have. They're very convenient, and it's nice to be able to check your money anywhere at any time. But, for now at least, I opted to remove this one too, simply because it's just one more thing for me to check. Now, here's what I did. On my laptop, I set up a weekly reminder that tells me to check my bank. That way, at the very least, I'm checking my bank once a day. And then, if for some reason I need to download the app for a few minutes, I can always download it again. You know, the reality is, it takes us, 30 seconds to download an app, and then I can use it really quick, and then delete it. I think sometimes we install an app, and for some reason we think that we have to just, leave it there indefinitely, when half the time you just need it for something really quick. Another thing that I've noticed is that as I go through my phone and delete apps, I can often live without more of them than I think. I don't know about you, but I got my first smartphone 11 years ago. And somehow I survived without all of these apps back then. And now it just seems like they're adding more and more apps. I mean, like there's literally an app for everything. There's an app for your clock, for your diet, for your notes, for your stocks, for your work, and so much more. But do we really need all these? Right now, I have an app on my phone that is specifically for fasting. Now, it's basically just a timer. So the clock just kind of continues to count, and it shows you what is happening in your body at different fasting milestones. But that's it. Other than that, it's basically a timer with a little bit of information. Is that really necessary for me to keep on my phone? Well, basically, between the time of me writing the script for this video until now where I'm actually filming it, I actually did decide to get rid of this fasting app. And I gave it some time, and I thought of a workaround. So iPhone already comes with a clock on it, a stopwatch. And so basically, I just start the stopwatch, and I have a note section in my Notes app that tells me what happens at each milestone. So basically, I was able to get rid of one more app just by using my Notes application and the clock that are both already on my phone. So I was able to get rid of one more piece of clutter. Also, did you know that you can use your Apple Notes as a calculator? I just learned that today. And so what I did is I deleted the official calculator app on my iPhone, and I think going forward, I'm just going to use my Notes app for a calculator. I have a specific tab that is saved as calculator, and I have little math equations, and I can just type them in, hit equal, and it'll tell me what to do. So, is it one extra step for me to do? Yes, but to me it seems like it's worth it because it just gets rid of, once again, one more app off my phone, and it makes it look even cleaner. And so, after I went through and deleted those two apps as well as one other app, I am now down to 34. So, this is my new real-time screenshot of my apps. I know it doesn't look much different, but I was able to get rid of 3 more. And so to me, it's nice. It honestly feels freeing to have a home screen look this clean. And I'm getting to a point where there's not a whole lot more I can delete. I think there's maybe 2 more I can get rid of, but I think most of them I'll want to keep. So I'll probably end up with around 32 apps, is what I'm guessing. But I'm very happy with the progress I made, and honestly, it feels so much better when I open up my phone. It looks way less cluttered. There's so many less notifications. It just looks a lot better to me. So all of that should give you kind of a glimpse into my thought process as to how I'm going about removing apps on my phone. I'm trying to do it wisely and think about things, and my goal is not to get rid of apps on my phone. I just want to only have the essentials, the things that I know I need to use on a daily basis or things I can't live without. But other than that, I want to mostly get rid of the clutter. Because there's always a fine line, right? If you've ever seen those trendy videos about someone who turned their smartphone into a dumb phone, it can be both inspiring and daunting. I think deep down we love the idea of just tossing our technology out the window and taking ourselves back to the 1970s before technology completely ruled our lives. But here's the problem. We live in the modern world now. We use modern technology for so many things. And I don't think the goal should be to entirely detach ourselves from that reality. I think in the long run it makes things more difficult. Because you see, what I've noticed with a lot of these influencers who switch to a dumb phone is that they often have a follow-up video about 6 months down the road where they admit that they went back to their smartphone because they realized there were just certain things that are really hard to live without. Because for crying out loud, we live in the modern world. You know, your boss expects you to check your email. Your boss expects you to be able to download a certain app so you can track your work hours. Not to mention, it's kind of normal now that in some restaurants you go in and in order to look at a menu, you have to scan the QR code with your phone. And so the reality is that unless you plan on going completely off the grid, it's hard for the average person to not use a smartphone in this day and age. Now, all that said, there are certainly some people who have made a successful switch to a dumb phone in the modern world, and I congratulate them, and I say all the more power to you. I think it's great if you can pull it off. But I think for the average person, we still need our phones a little bit too much. And there's also just so many conveniences nowadays with smartphones. It's great that people can manage their business from their phone, send emails and documents all over the world, use GPS, banking, and all of this stuff. And I mean, what the heck? I even enjoy pulling up a game on my phone sometimes. Right now, I play a little bit of Titan Quest on my phone, and I really enjoy it. It's a super old RPG, but I have it set up in such a way on my phone that any game I download, I only get a grand total of 25 minutes of gaming on my phone each and every day. So yes, I have a game on my phone, but the amount of time I can spend with that is less than 30 minutes per day. But it's nice because sometimes you might be waiting at the doctor's office or something, and it's nice to pull up a game and play for a few minutes. We just want to have a healthy relationship with technology so that it doesn't rule our lives. So what am I saying? I'm not saying throw your phone out and delete everything off your phone except for the phone app itself and messaging. I'm just saying that we need to strive for a healthier relationship with all of our devices. And this is one thing I am working on right now. Ridding myself of the clutter on my phone, and I hope that maybe it inspired you to do something similar. If it did, leave a comment down below and let me know what you plan on doing in your relationship with technology and making it better. Until next time, my friend, please take care, God bless, and we will see you soon. Adios.